if that I spent there that I didn't. Part of your time with God, what was I fell in this sin? Oh, why? Have those deep, passionate moments with him. That's the difference. Everybody could hear and should. What did we benefit?
No, it's like, I feel like this is not a coincidence. Yeah.
Weighing us down. That's what he's trying to do. Okay? That's what the church is trying to do, what the church has worked on. And with that being said, you talked about putting on Christ VR during Holy Week. What we don't realize is if we do Holy Week correctly, and we talk about the grace being there for the year, whatever's VR becomes real life. It's almost like those things imprint on you. Okay? It's a matter of, do you decide you're going to unstick them? The love of God, when you're doing all the other things that you mentioned, is a perpetuation of what you start in Holy Week. Okay? Because you can focus on this, the passion. I'll be honest, if we had Holy Month, not Holy Week, nobody would do it. It's like when you're talking about being in love with someone and every day you send flowers and chocolates. That thing lasts. First off, there's a budget. Second off, you run out of words. The third thing is, how many books can I send? Like, it just, at some point, it doesn't last, right? So this can inspire a passion and a lust almost for God that has to settle into love. Because love is patient. Love is kind. Love endures, right? It does all those things. If love endures, Holy Week endures in our hearts, but it doesn't endure in our environment, right? It's in our hearts. So we take it with us, and then we have to pour out what was poured in. That's the key. I don't know if that answers it, but I think that I was trying to follow where you were going. Is that cool? You had a question? You had a question? Mm-hmm. I'm
not sure if it's still the way we did,
That's good.
How do we do it without, abusing God's mercy?
That's a great question. The only way that you abuse God's mercy is you forgive yourself without changing. That's the answer. If you forgive yourself without trying to change, then you're abusing God's mercy because you know you're going to get away with it. But if you regret what you've done, proud of yourself, it doesn't mean, the worst person in the world is going to hell. So bad. No, calm down. If you do that once a year, that's great. But the point is, if you just can acknowledge, I'm being a butt about this. I don't even care. I'm not remorseful. Forgiving yourself without even trying to change is abusing God's mercy. Forgiving yourself and continuing to struggle is leaning into God's mercy. Great question. You had a question too? No, okay.
Yeah. You kept using the verb to give.
Mm-hmm.
And then to give, show in, press to show up.
Yep.
Whatever you give, you get back.
Mm-hmm.
So, if you don't mind, however much time is allotted, can you elaborate on what you mean by to give?
Yeah.
Give, physically, or internally, or spiritually?
Yeah.
Elaborate on that, please.
It's a really good question. Giving comes from multiple places. You have a pot inside of yourself, okay? There are things you give to God directly, like prayer, like reading. There are things you give to yourself, meditation. There are things you give to others, kindness, forgiveness, patience. Everybody gets a thing. What you have inside of you is dependent on what you put inside of you. You can only give what you get, and you can only get what you take. Okay? So you have to go and take God. You have to pursue him in prayer. I'm taking time with you, God. It's like when someone wants, I'm taking time with you, Buna. I need this time with you. We're taking time. Because I'm taking this, I'll be able to give God something else, which is my fidelity, my strength. Go ahead. Yeah, so I'm giving to him. I'm giving to him based on what I'm taking from him, right? Go ahead.
No, but I have a follow-up question.
Yeah, go ahead.
So, now there's another thing, just as time is finite, so is the amount of quote-unquote gifts you give. So, what's a good foolproof Christian method, or pragmatic method of prioritizing what to give?
Yep. Have that every single night, because guess what? All of a sudden, Line it. Cool. Perfect. Anybody else?